Hello guys and welcome in Nahamcon. This is Orwa Godfather. Our topic today is about the power of Shodan and leveraging some bugs from Shodan. So today we are going to work in Shodan and about some dorks and techniques, tips to use specific IPs, to find specific panels, specific characteristic IPs, and also how can we use live IPs and panels for dead host, and also how about playing without WAF on this IP, and found some interesting endpoints with adding Shodan and playing for as an example, web archive, URL scan, bank dorking. So here we go, let's start. Now we are going today to test Shodan on Hilton program. So in the first, after visiting the target domain, we have two options to start searching or dorking in Shodan. The first option, we use that when we work on a very big scope. As example, when we see that everything owned by this company, it's in scope, we use this dork. We copy the org name, or as we call it, the certificate SSL name, and we use it with the hashtag SSL. This is the first dork. From this dork, we can find all the domains that owned by this company and IPs for the domains. As an example, we have here Hilton.io, and there is a lot of other domains we can find here. But now we are not going to do that because here we have a specific scope, not everything owned by them. So now we are going to move to the other dork, that when you targeting a specific host name with a Ssl.cert.subject.CN, and here we add the domain. So next step now, we have a huge numbers of IP. How can we filter all of that for a specific thing? First thing, now here we have hashtags of Shodans. As example, to filter the results as a org name, or as a host name, or as a HTTP title, as a country. So as example, let's take the HTTP title. From HTTP title, we can have a filtered the panels, the pages, like that. We will back for this one. Now, if we have, because in some cases, there is a IPs without a title. So we can find these IPs in here. So we have to do that manually by checking from here. Also, if you have a free account on Shodan, you can't check all the pages. You have just a limit 2 pages. So here we can start going with remove the results that I don't want to see it. As an example, we have here in results 8K or nearly 9K for invalid URL title results. So I want to remove that. If I want to just specific on that, I can add HTTP title invalid URL. Now like this, I get just the result for this one. But if I want to remove this result from this one, I can just add this hashtag. Okay, now we have a very interesting number and little number on Shodan. From here now, we can start checking these IPs, these domains, one by one. As start, let's check the domain itself if accessible. As we can see, this IP, it's owned and recorded in SSL for this domain. Now, when we visit this IP, it's a Cisco, but the domain, it's not accessible. There is a lot of unaccessible domains or subdomains, but in Shodan, you can have access for IPs. Other example, here we have a h1.hilton. Okay, now the domain, it's not accessible, and we have a live IP. Okay, now next step. Now, if this domain is a live domain, we can start to check this one on Google and on Bing dorking. It's a very helpful. Also on URL scan. But if the domain itself is dead and not accessible, the only place to check that, it's on Web Archive to see if there is a endpoint for this dead domain. Okay, now we have all of this. We can grab that. You can use also a tools to grab that. Okay, now let's check this endpoint. Okay, now it's removed. Yeah, it's not a valid endpoint. Okay, we have a hashtag I, we have a directory, sorry. We have this directory. Yeah, also it's removed. RTS. We have here accessible, and we can see from here it's running with Microsoft SC. Yeah, Microsoft. Okay, check this endpoint. Yeah, it's something connected with maybe a GPG or photo. So now, what we can do here? Now, also from here, if we add any something wrong, we can see this error. That's mean this app, it's running on Microsoft. So in most of cases, it's running with the ASPX or ASP or the Microsoft Windows extensions. So here we have a directory, so we can just running a few of for a ASPX files to fuzz on these files. Here it's just examples. I'm not going to dig deeper in this one. Okay, let's see other cases. For this one, now I want the other cases for a live domain and live IP in the same time. Yeah, here it's the same. Okay, now let's back now. Okay, now what do we have here now? The dork for searching for specific domain, and to filter this one. Yeah, and also it's not just like that. We can add more than that. As an example, if we have like this, it's a hilton.com.cn. Now I'm not looking for .cn, so I can remove that by also add the same hashtag and this one, like Ssl.cert.subject.CN. I didn't test this dork before, but I think it should remove this one. Yeah, now we have a list numbers because we remove also. Now we remove the invalid URL, we remove this CN domain. So you can, if you have, as example, a free account and you have just access for 2 pages, you can just keep doing this and filter the results to get more than 2 pages. Okay, now let's try something else as an example in HTTP title. Also, we can add here I think you know that. The state code. As example, 200 for the live IPs, for redirect 301, 302, 401 for authorized access and HTTP authentication, 403 for access denied, forbidden hosts. I use this a lot. Now, as an example, let's check this one. Why I use this? Now, for this case, we want, as an example, this run with the Akami. I'm blocked here on this Akami. No, there isn't. I don't know, but this is Akami blocked, but it's not showing here. Okay, now why I'm looking for this? If I want to fuzz or check some interesting endpoints and I want to do fuzzing, testing, and I have a WAF, something like Akami, I can bypass that here by working on IP. So I like all the time to hunt on this state code. Yeah, it's not accessible, and here's accessible. Okay, let's check like we did. Yeah, no endpoints for this one. Okay, let's move now for HTTP title. Here from HTTP title, you can have everything you want. Now, all the time I'm focusing because I love to work on the Microsoft web app. So as an example, let's check here. Here we have a login. Here we have a IIS Windows Server. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay. Here we have this login also. Yeah, I think I'm blocked on this one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's the same page. Yeah, not. It's a forbidden page. Okay, let's start with a check the same endpoints. For this IP, yeah, it's accessible endpoints. But if we visit the domain itself, yeah, also it's accessible. But here, if we check the path, here we have a Akami. Here there is no Akami on this IP. So here we can fuzz, we can test without have any problems with or issues with testing on WAF and get blocked by that. And also at the same time we can use all of these endpoints. Sometimes a specific endpoint, it's not working on the domain, but it's working on IP. Let's check something else. Okay. As Hilton. Okay. What do we have for this one? Okay. Yeah, it's a live domain. Okay, let's see if yeah, here seems we have, yeah, also we have a Akami WAF here. Okay, let's check the IP. Okay. Yeah, now this is here we don't have a Akami WAF. So this is a very good tip for testing and save your time without working with a WAF. Okay, now let's check this domain. What do we have for web archive? Yeah, nothing. Okay, now in as I told in Google dorking, in Bing dorking, in URL scan or other resources like that. This very helpful when you work on a live domain, not a dead domain. So This is run with a Windows server. Now, if you have a web app running with a Microsoft Windows server or Windows or Microsoft, the best place to start dorking and looking for endpoints, it's not Google, it's Bing. So let's start by looking for endpoints. We check it on web archive, nothing. Let's check on Google. The normal keyword. Okay, we have this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. Yeah, here we can create an account. Okay, now we have, as you can see, a live endpoint for this domain. But now we can't fuzz because the Akami, let's test the same endpoint on IP. Let's keep the IP here. Yeah, we have also same access without Akami. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the same page, the same page. Okay, now let's check that on Ping. Supplier, portal, supplier. We have an admin endpoint. Okay, let's check all of these pages. No, it's not this one. Yeah, okay, we have this endpoint. Also, we have this endpoint. Now, this is authorized access. Yes. Yeah, we have this endpoint and this endpoint and this endpoint. Okay. Okay, seems we have authorized access here. It's about to create account in admin directory or create admin account. I'm not going to dig deeper on this one. It will be for you for testing. But in general, this very helpful, and it was I found a lot of critical bugs using this technique and this step. And in a lot of cases, I get the authorized access to create account or in panel itself without any authentication login. I forget to add the URL scan. Because URL scan also is a very helpful. Okay, now in URL scan, we can start by adding the domain itself also. But in general, we focus on IPs here, on Shodans, because we know where's the interesting endpoint, where's the interesting host, where the interesting panel. And we can start doing the same also on forbidding host, on 4 or 3. We can use that also in URL scan. Now in URL scan, when we start doing this, we have also a lot of results, and we want to filter that. As a start, if you're working on a program with a huge scope or anything on it by that program, it's in scope, like Vulnerabilities, everything on it by scope, we can start using like this. Because we can find, as an example, Hilton.ServiceNow, Hilton.Okta, or other third parties, and sometimes with the activation token, with a conforming token, access token, some ready endpoints to register the account to get authorized access. But now let's work. As we can see on scope, now I want to filter some results. The same hashtag that we use it here to remove the something like HTTP title. We can use the same hashtag here to remove the duplicate results, the result that I don't want to see it, like this, and we can start. Let's add this one. Okay, it's removed. Let's remove this one also. 30, yeah. Okay. We can add here how much ever we need, like www. Yes. Boom. Let's remove this one. Okay, let's check this one. Yeah, don't know what this page. Let's see. Yeah, we was looking for this domain without X on H1. So from URL scan, you can find a lot of interesting endpoints, and it's updated daily. It can be help you to get authorized access. Check this one. No, nothing. Yeah, also we can use the same hashtag in Bing to remove the duplicate. As you can see, we remove it, and we can start looking from here. So if you found any web app running with a Microsoft Windows, start directly dorking on Bing. You can get endpoints, interesting endpoints like that. We have it right now. This one, it's not available in Web Archive. It's not available in Google, but here it's available, and it's on admin directory. But now if we try to fuzz, it's Akami, so we can copy this endpoint and test it on the IP. Where is the IP? Yeah, seems I get out the IP. Okay, let's filter this one for HTTP title. Sorry, the internet is slow today. This one. This is the IP, and let's check that the same. Yeah. No WAF here, no Akami. I think I'm done today here, and hope you enjoy this video. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining Nahamcon, and goodbye.